Depression is privilege. They say that depression is privilege. Okay, so let's be clear, if there's a plague of mental illness getting worse year after year, it can't just appear out of thin air. It's a cause and effect, it's got to come from somewhere. So is it the chemicals, or is it the food, or EM radiation that's doing us no good? Or maybe it's the way that we live that makes us sad. What are my credentials? Well, I know of what I speak. On medication from when I was 3 more decades of therapists telling me that somehow it was all my parents' fault, that despite all their love and hard work, they had somehow done this to me, when in truth I found my redemption in the solidarity that they taught me. Because if you've lost a relative, you're not depressed, you're grieving. We understand this fully, we rally round and we help people into coping with their loss. If you're in a war zone, your anxiety is not irrational, it's natural. No one offers you meds because they've blown up the hospital, and we understand this fully and we give it a name and we call it trauma. But you'd better get over it quickly, or it's PTSD, and the D stands for disorder, and it's you who are disordered, not the states that ordered the wars, nor the generals who did their bidding and carried out their bombing. It's you, because you haven't brushed yourself down, put on a smile, and directed your feet to the sunny side of the street. And what are we who've not suffered war and displacement, trapped in that cold grey net of nothingness with its sharp barbs of anxiety, futility and inadequacy? How can we feel despondency when everything's so goddamn groovy? Like the millionaires, the rock stars and comedians in their mentions, how can they take their lives when they have so much? How dare they? How dare we not be having a ball in this society where we have it all? So we're told we have a condition, a chemical imbalance, some inadequacy in you and me that makes us unable to see the wonder in this society, that rather than feeling depressed we should feel blessed not to be running from the barrel of a gun or systematic starvation, slavery and death. And we are too soft and sorry to appreciate how lucky we really are. They say that depression is privilege, so it is in the nasty victim-blaming mentality of those for whom dissatisfaction is dissent in this perfect world of endless distractions. Our emotions should be managed, marginalised and medicalised, as irrationality to be treated pathologically. Just as the little boy pointing at the Emperor's bare arse is prescribed Ritalin, so we are all dosed up on Prozac, Seroxat, Effexor and those mind-numbing elixirs, levelling out our highs and lows into nicely managed straight lines of conformity. Because everything is perfect. In this world where our children will never have a place to call their own, where our communities are shredded by gentrification, where our contracts send us to the other side of town to work unspecified hours, always antisocially, always missing our family, and when we eventually meet in some snatched moment too tired to speak, alienated from our work, from our family, from our society, we sit silently studying our smartphones or someone suffering on our TV, whether in a soap or drama or a documentary, it all blends together far too seamlessly and repetitively. So maybe depression isn't privilege at all, but rather the medicalisation of alienation, the scream of our humanity in an inhuman world, in the face of those who oppress us and push us down. Yes, they push us down, and that is depression. It's not you who are inadequate, it's our society. Do not feel worthless, do not feel powerless, because it's not our minds that are broken, but our hearts. But within our hearts we carry this new and better world, and if we're cracked, it's because it's trying to break free. So feel strong, feel angry, and know once and for all that change is in our own hands, and we, each and every one of us, bejeweled, beautiful, multifaceted messengers, builders of a better tomorrow, can make it happen.